Hey everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today I will be covering a palindrome Sudoku created by Ashish Kumar. This Sudoku was created by Ashish for his patrons of enthralling Sudoku. Ashish runs a Patreon page where he creates handcrafted Sudokus and gives them to his patrons. I will add the link to his Patreon page in the description of the video. Please do check out his Patreon page. All the Sudokus are handcrafted and really beautiful to solve. Being a patron myself, I know how good the Sudoku quality is. Also, I can't remember the last time I covered a Sudoku by Ashish on the channel. I'm not even sure if I have covered a Sudoku created by Ashish. Maybe you guys can let me know. So, the reason I'm covering this Sudoku is that I suffered a lot in this. I was attempting this the other day and I got completely stuck in this Sudoku. It has a different approach uh, to the palindrome Sudokus that we usually solve, right? So I thought it would be nice to cover it for a video and hopefully you guys enjoy this video too. The link to solve this is given in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. And before I move into solving this Sudoku, if you're enjoying the videos that we are posting, please hit the subscribe button below. Please subscribe to the channel. It will really motivate us to see if you guys subscribe. The only way you can show us your support, the only way that you can show us that you're enjoying what we are doing is by subscribing to the channel. So please hit the subscribe button under the video. Now, okay. So I'm going to start the Sudoku. The rules are simple. Normal classic rules apply. Each row, each column and each 3 by 3 box of the grid will have digits from 1 to 9 without any repetitions. And you can see some gray lines in the grid, right? These lines read the same from both the direction. And what do I mean by that? So let's say we have maybe a 6 here, which means that the corresponding cell of this line in this direction will also be a 6. And now if you have, let's say, a 5 here, the second digit from this direction will also be here. So this will also be a 5. Of course, due to classic you can't have a 5, but that's how a palindrome works. It reads the same from both the directions. You read from this direction, it will have a string of digits, and if you flip it and read the digits from the other direction, it will be exactly the same. So this is how a palindrome works. A really interesting variant. And you can also see that the theme is really beautiful to look at, right? It's like a cup, right? So let's start the Sudoku now. And since I know how to solve it now, so I'm going to take you guys through the exact intended solve path of the author. That will be really nice to know. So you can see that there are not many givens here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and the author has also given 5, 6, 7, 8 here, and some few givens in the middle of the grid. So with this, obviously we can't do anything much in the way of classic. So definitely we need to look at the variant part right at the start. So the one thing you can notice is that these 3 cells will exactly be the same as these 3 cells, because you have a palindrome part here, the first cell from that direction, the second cell from this direction, the third cell from that direction. Similarly from this direction, first cell, second cell, third cell. So all these 3 digits are equal. It's easy to see, right? Now due to the power of classic, whichever 3 digits go in here and whichever 3 digits go in here would have to be present here. So I'm going to mark those cells also in red, right? For example, if you have, let's say, 4, 5, 7 here, just an example. This 5 is not a good example here. Let me make it a 6. So this will be 4, and again 4 is not a good example. Let me make it a 9, right? So 9, 6 and 7. Now you can see that these 3 digits are present exactly here. Due to classic, you can make the 7 get into one of these 3 cells, and again due to classic you can get the 6 to go into one of these 3 cells, and due to classic again 9 goes into one of these 3 cells. So our red marking is right. So all these cells are equal in value. We just don't know those values, but we know that they must be same. And the moment you do this, kind of mark one of these sets along the boxes in a vertical direction, you can immediately deduce the color of the other cells as well. All these cells will be equal because whichever 3 digits go in here obviously cannot be equal to these red cells because they are in the same box. So the yellow cells can't go here. The yellow cells cannot be equal to the red cells. So all the yellow cells would have to go here, and due to the power of classic, all these yellow cells go here, which means that the remaining 3 cells are all equal, right? So this is the most important thing to do in this Sudoku. We can repeat the same process in boxes 3, 6 and 9. Let's see what happens. I'll repeat the same procedure in these boxes. Let's find a different set of colors. That's going to be a little bit difficult maybe. Yeah, okay. So now these 3 sets are all the same. It's easy to see, right? Just the same idea as we used here. All these 3 cells are going to have the same color. Maybe green, dark green, right? So we've got quite a colorful grid here. And still we have not yet started the Sudoku. We have done only some basic steps on how to continue the Sudoku. Now, is this Sudoku solvable with this logic? No, not at all. Because many of this would have been done by a good solver, or even an average solver would have done these steps immediately. But even then the Sudoku is very hard. You'll see that one step which cracks the Sudoku. So let us do something with the things that we have done so far. So 2 and 4 are in the yellow cells. So 2, 4 go here, and 2, 4 get into these cells. And 1 and 3 are in the green cells. So 1 and 3 go in the green, and 1 and 3 go in the green. And we don't have any other digits in any of the red or green or yellow cells. So let's try to eliminate some digits maybe. Look at this cell. This cell maps to this cell, right? The second cell from this direction, second cell from this direction, and it can't be a 3. So this cannot be a 3. So I remove the 3 from there. So this may be a 3. And if this is a 3, this would be a 3. So no issue here. Let's look at these 2 4s. 2 cannot go here due to classic. 2 is removed from here. And even 2 cannot be here. The second cell from this direction cannot be here because you already have a 2. So this is also not a 2, and that gives me a digit. So 2 goes here. And 4 is in one of these 2 cells, which means the other cells from this direction will also be a 4. Okay. So I think that's about what we can do on the left part of the grid. Now let's look at the right part of the grid. Do the same thing. In the green cells, we have 6 and 8. So 6 and 8 get replicated here. 6 and 8 get replicated here. Right? Now let's try to do some stuff with these 6 8s. Can this be 6 or 8? Oh, it can't be a 6 due to classic. 6 is removed. Can any of these 2 cells be a 6 or 8? So which means you need 6 or 8 here. Oh, there is an 8 here. So 8 cannot be in the second cell, which means this cell, the second cell from this direction, cannot be 8. And 6 can be in either of these cells. So 6 goes in either of these cells, right? Due to the power of palindrome. Now, still we have not got anything. Nothing substantial. We got a digit here and just a few pencil marks. Okay, 6 is in column 5, 6 is in column 6 in one of these 2 cells. So 6 goes in one of these 2 cells. Okay, we have looked at the 6 and the 8s. We have not looked at these 5s and 7s in pink cells. So 5, 7 goes here and 5, 7 goes here. Just, using these cells into the pink cells. 5 cannot be here. 5 is removed from that cell. And I don't think any more elimination we will be able to do. And this is what we can do with these colors, the basic stuff we did. Now let us extend it a little bit further. And how am I going to extend it? So this palindrome is going to help us extend the logic further. So these 2 cells are yellow, which means these 2 cells are yellow, right? and you have a green cell here, so which means that's a green. So basically we can understand this logic by thinking in terms of column 3. How many colors does column 3 has? Column 3 has the digits 1 to 9, and it has 3 digits which are in yellow, 3 digits which are in green, and 3 digits which are in red. Now column 4 also contains, in fact every row and every column contains the digits 1 to 9, which means this column also contains 3 yellows, 3 greens and 3 reds, but we just don't know in which cells they are getting into. However, this palindrome is partially helping on that part. So you have 2 greens here, so these 2 are greens, and now we need to place 3 reds into these cells, and we know that the 2 is yellow, as you can see from here. So 2 is yellow and these cells are all red, right? So this is the next part that you have to do. Now let's think a little bit, take a step back and see if this is helping us. So we can see here that the reds contain a 6, which means that red must be in one of these 3 cells, right? Reds are all equal, and red cannot be in row 7, so red goes in one of these 2 cells, a red goes in one of these 3 cells and one of these 3 cells, and 6 is removed from here. This is not 6, which means due to palindrome, if this is not a 6, this cannot be a 6. So 6 goes here and 6 goes here. So you can see that the logic is just crawling along. It's not like you got something and instantly you write digits suddenly. So we got just one digit until this point, and still it is going. We are just working. So let's see now. Okay, now let's repeat the same step that we did along column 4 in column 6. So these 2 cells are pink, which means for this palindrome, this is a completely symmetric grid, right? So whatever you did here, you can do on this part of the grid. So these 2 cells are pink. This is a green cell, that's a green, and these 2 are green, which means these 2 are green, right? And okay, so we need to mark 1 pink cell and 3 blue cells along this direction. Okay. Okay, so this is the step where I got stuck the most, guys. So when I was solving the Sudokus sent by Ashish, I was solving them at a stretch and I got stuck at this very point. It was very difficult for me to continue from this point until I found that this cell, it's a green, right? And it cannot be equal to this cell. Obviously, due to classic, when you think this way, it might seem very apparent that how can this be equal to this, but it's really difficult to think like this. So what can go into this cell? It is only 1 or a 3, nothing else, because the greens contain 1, 3 and some unknown digit, which is not 2 or 4, and we know that this green cannot be equal to this cell, so this would have to be equal to 1 or a 3. Some people might have found this instantly, but I found it really difficult. I don't know why, but it was difficult for me to see. So this is 1 or a 3, which means this would be a 1 or a 3 palindrome, the power of palindrome. Now using the same logic in this cell, look at this cell. This is not equal to this green, so this green must be equal to one of these 2 cells, so this is a 6 or 8, and using the power of palindrome, this becomes 6 or 8. And now what this does is, look where the 5 goes in box 8. This one step, guys, this one step is very powerful, really difficult to see unless you mark these pencil marks. So 5 is not in column 5, 5 is not in row 7. So 5 is exactly 2 options left, either row 8 column 4 or row 8 column 6. Can it be in row 8 column 6? Not possible, because 5 cannot be in any of these greens. 5 is already in the pink, so this is not a 5, because remember that all the greens are equal, all the pinks are equal, and all the blues are equal. So 5 cannot go into the green, so that leaves 5 exactly 1 cell. So row 8 column 4. So 5 goes here, which means using palindrome 5 goes here. So after 15 minutes, we wrote the first digit, I think around 3 or 4 minutes, I'm not sure. But after 10 minutes, we got the second digit. This is a really complicated step, and it was absolutely beautiful when I found this step. So 5 goes in one of these cells. Now let's use the power of classic a bit. 5 goes in one of these two cells, can't be in column 7, so 5 goes here. And we can get a 1-3 pair now because the greens contain 1 and 3. And one more thing, the 5 is in a green cell, so which means that 5 has to go into the green cells. That's beautiful. So 5 goes here, and 1 3 5, so this would be a 1 and 3. The greens are all 1 3 5, and 3 5 can't go in row 2, so that is 1. That's a 3 5, right? Okay, so this is 1 or a 3, which means the corresponding cell in this palindrome must be 1 and 3. Both are equal, right? So let me remove the corners. So okay, we can do some small thing here. 1 cannot be in column 5, 1 cannot be in row 7, so 1 has exactly 2 cells. Either row 8 column 6 or row 9 column 4. And both seem to be legit options. The 1 here forces a 1 here and a 1 here. And I don't see any problem with that. So we got a few 5s in here, right? Let us continue with the 5s. Where does 5 go in column 6? 5 goes in one of these 3 cells. Row 6 is immediately eliminated. And 5 cannot be here. This is awesome, guys. The power of coloring is helping us. Why can't a 5 be at row 5 column 6? You guys would have immediately reduced it. It's in a green color, and in box 9 you can see that 5 cannot be in greens. Superb. So 5 goes here. Very difficult to solve this without coloring, I think. So row 4 and row 6 have a 5 in them, so 5 goes here, and that gives us a 7 pointing pair in column 9, box 6. And now we see that 5 cannot be in these two cells, which means 5 can be removed from these two cells. So this is not a 5. So 5 has only one cell left in the pink. 5 goes here. So 7 is in one of these two cells. So 7 is in one of these two cells. And 5 here resolves this 3 5 pair. So that's a 5, that's a 3. And 1 in row 1 has only two options. Oops. 1 goes in one of these two cells, either row 1 column 8 or row 1 column 9. So have we got all the 5s? Yes, so we've got all the 5s. So what am I supposed to notice here? Okay, let's make some pencil marks. Row 8, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And this cell also cannot be 1 and 6, so that is really limited in value. It can only be 2 or a 9. And this can only be 6 or 9. Okay, we already deduced that 1 goes in one of these cells, right? Can we eliminate 1 from one of these cells? Seems really likely. Okay, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. Can this cell be a 1? Can row 9 column 4 be a 1? Little bit difficult to say, you can see. A little bit difficult to see, you can say. So if this is a 1, this becomes 1. And in column 6, 1 has to go here, only one option. Now you can't place a 1 here because this is the second cell from this palindrome and this is the second cell from this palindrome. A bit of a look ahead, you can say. So 1 cannot be in row 9 column 4 because that forces a 1 in row 9 column 6 and which creates a contradiction in row 3 column 7. So 1 can not be here. So that is a 3. That's a 3. That's a 3. And because of which this becomes 1. This becomes 1. Now we are getting some push. And 3 in row 7 goes here. And you can't replicate this digit because this is a 5 cell palindrome, and when a palindrome has an odd number of cells, the middle digit will always be itself, it won't have a replica. So 3 goes in here, and in row 3, 3 goes in one of these two cells, and you can see that the 3 goes in the blue, so it cannot go in the green, so this is not a 3. That becomes a 3, and which forces a 3 here. Superb, guys. What a Sudoku. A really fun and enjoyable Sudoku. Really superb one. And now in row 6, 3 has only one cell left. 3 has to go here. And we have, you'll notice that we have placed all the 3's in the grid. So where do I need to see next? That is the biggest question. Okay, I got the answer. Look at row 8. Where does the 1 go in row 8? There are only two options, either this blue cell or this green cell. If you have the 1 in the blue cell here, no, wait. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I was actually thinking that for some reason a 1 here forces a 1 here. I thought like that, and you can't have 1. So that is my bad. So maybe we need to write some pencil marks at this point because it has become a little bit sharp. What am I missing here? Okay, let's write some candidates to get the Sudoku going. Why do we need to get stuck or think so much? So this is a 7, 8 or a 9. This is a 7, 8 or a 9, right? 6 is in one of these cells, so this becomes 7, 8, 9. Okay. Three, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this must be 1, 2, 4 or 9. And this would have to go in one of these greens. Okay. Oh, this is nice. So we can see here that the 1 is in one of these two cells in row 1. So which means 1 is not in a pink cell. Is that helping us? So 1 cannot be in this pink cell. So 1 would have to be in one of these two cells, either this one or this one. And both are possible. Which is not good, right? So we use the fact that 1 cannot be in a pink cell to deduce that 1 has to be in row 6 column 7 or row 6 column 8. but that isn't giving much, and it seems that the Sudoku has come to a halt again. Okay, one thing is that 2 in row 3 due to classic goes in either the pink or the green. So 2 is in either the pink or the green, it cannot be in a blue. So 2 goes in one of these two cells. And that gives 2 in one of these two cells. Can it be in the green? Seems likely. Also can be in the pink. Oh, really simple thing, guys. Look where 1 and 6 get into in box 8, and you'll instantly know that 1 and 6 form a pair here. 1 6 cannot be in column 5, 1 6 cannot be in row 7. I don't know for how long that deduction was lying in there waiting to be found. Sorry for it. So we get a 1 6 pair here, so which instantly means that this is not an 8 because we have locked 1 and 6 here, right? So this is 1 6 and that is 1 6, which this is already not a 1, so that is a 6, that is a 6, that is 1, that is 1, and going on. So the third digit in the green must be a 1, so 1 goes here, pushing the 2 here, which means we have got the pink digits 2 3 5 7 1 6 8. So this must be 4 and 9. So we have got a flurry of digits, and we have got some activity in the Sudoku. So let me just write in these pink and greens, just copying activity 4 and 9. This would be a 4 and 9. This is 1 6 8. That is a 2 and a 7, and 2 can't be here, so that's a 7, that's a 2, and this palindrome is getting filled now. That's 7, that's 2, that resolves this 2 7 7 2, and we get a 2 in the yellows now due to classic, so 2 goes here. Phew. So we have 4 here, so resolving the 4 9 pair, that's 4, that's 9, that gives a 2 here, a 6 here. Awesome, right? Fantastically progressing now. 2 3 5 1 6 7, so that would be a 4 8 and a 9. There is no 4 here, that's 8 9. Okay, we have seen that the greens are 1 6 8, so this cell can't be 1 or 6, would have to be 8, and that correspondingly gives an 8 here, being a palindrome. 2 3 5 8 1 6 7, that's a 4 and a 9. So 1 2 3 5 4 9, so which means we get 6 7 8 here, and we know that 6 is in one of these two cells, that's a 7 and 8. Okay, 1 cannot go here due to classic, 1 cannot go here due to classic, so that gives a 1 here. Again due to classic you get a 6 in column 5, 6 goes here because 6 was in one of these two cells, and that gives a 6 here, palindrome. And that gives a 6 here, palindrome, and not palindrome, it's a classic. Okay, so let's look at row 5. It's heavily populated, row 5. 1 2 3 5 6 8, so balanced digits are 4 7 and a 9, and reproducing that here because it's both are equal, 4 7 9, right? And you can't have 7 here, so that's 4 and a 9, that's 4 and a 9. Cool. And now in row 5 there is only one cell left for the 7, 7 goes here, 1 3 6 7 2 5 8, so we get 4 9 into these two cells. But we already know that 4 is in the yellow cells, so 4 cannot be in a red cell. That's 9, that's 4, that gives 8, that gives 9, that gives 4, that gives 9, completing the row. And now we have a 7 8 pair here. Okay, completing row column 4, this is a 7, that is 8, and 4 here resolves this 9 4 pair, that becomes 9 4 now, that becomes 4 9, and this 4 gives me a 9 here, giving me a 9 here. 1 2 3 9 5 6. We need 3 4 7 8. 8 is in row 4, that's 8. That's 4 because of the 4, so that's 7. That gives us 7, which means this can be done now. And we've just 4 more digits. This is 4, that is 8, that is 8, and that is 6. And with that, we have completed this colorful Sudoku by Ashish. Okay, jokes apart. What a beautiful Sudoku, what a stunning Sudoku, guys. The most critical deduction, what I would say in the Sudoku was thinking in terms of, the colors obviously, and in column 4 reproducing those colors that we got in column 3 to column 4 using palindromes, and getting these two cells and thinking what they can be with reference to the greens in boxes 7 and 9. The moment we deduce that both of these cannot be 5, we exactly had one cell left for the 5, and that got us a 5 here, and that got the Sudoku going. And then it was all about thinking in terms of which digit can go in what color, which digit cannot go into which color. So, and that got us going. So wonderful Sudoku, to say the least. Hope you guys had as much fun as me solving this Sudoku. Please let us know your thoughts in comments, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button now. We hope to see you soon with the video. Bye bye.